Hello and welcome to beautiful Manning Field here in Lynn, Massachusetts on this wonderful Wednesday afternoon, April 11th, 2018. I'm Sean Donahue here with Lynn Educational Television, happy to present tonight's game where the St. Mary's boys lacrosse team will take on the Austin Prep boys lacrosse team in this CCL large matchup. We'll go to the half mark for the face-off as the St. Mary's Spartans line up. Christian Lebert, wearing 27, will take the face-off for St. Mary's. Up on the top of your screen, wearing 2, Colin Jackson. St. Mary's coming off of a loss from Archbishop Williams this past week, a close game, 8-7. Before that, a win over Georgetown, 11-9. We have a dead ball. Probably a loose ball push. One of the players stepped on the cross, so Austin Prep will be the first team to receive possession as this game goes underway. Austin Prep doing a pretty good job at spreading out this offensive attempt here. We've got a quick matchup, a dodge left coming from Austin Prep's number 12. A quick shot on net. He's going to miss wide left. Austin Prep's player number 23 there to chase the shot. AP will maintain possession here. Bring another ISO from the top of the box. 12 dodges to his right. He's met by senior defenseman wearing number 5, Matthias. Quick passing opportunity right outside. Austin Prep doing a good job of working that ball into the interior, spreading out this St. Mary's defense, finding an open player right on the crease, giving an opportunity to dump that ball right past Caden Quirk of the St. Mary's Spartans. Couple new faces on the field today. Matthias Haley, wearing number 5, out there as a defensive midi. Go to the half mark for the face-off here. Davis Kinney, I believe, is taking the face-off for St. Mary's. The call for the referee. Kenny's able to scoop that one out. Long stick defenseman Jaden Moriello not there for the scoop. Austin Prep will walk away with a victory on that faceoff. Cougars doing what they do best, coming out, staying calm, working the St. Mary's defense, getting an idea of what kind of look the Spartans will give them. Austin Prep really likes to spread things out and work players up from the top of the box, draw defensive players out, hopefully trying to capitalize on mistakes from early sliding defensemen. Austin Prep has done a great job of that over the years, and you'll see them work this today. 6 down to 23. 23 working a dodge to the right. He's met by a defenseman, pushed outside to the top of the box. 23 gets back up to number 12 with a long shot. That shot is easily gobbled up by Caden Quirk. Quirk looking for an opportunity to clear this ball. He's going to come out of crease. He'll find a defenseman. St. Mary's is able to get that across the half mark, but not cleanly. The pass intended for Brendan Laundrie isn't fielded cleanly, but Nick Knapp down in the attackman's area, able to put a hop on a step and scoop that ball up. St. Mary's taking a page out of the Archbishop Williams book, taking a little bit more time, moving that ball around, trying to see what the natural movement patterns are for this Austin Prep defense, doing a better job at staying composed, working that ball, showing a lot of confidence in their passes. We've got a quick dodge to the left. He's going to be knocked down immediately by senior defenseman number 25 of the Austin Prep Cougars. Nick Knapp there, able to clean up the mess, scoops that ball up and gets the ball back into rotation. A dodge to the left coming from the top of the key. He's able to get past one defender. He draws another. Tries to get a pass out to number 23 of the Spartans. That's Jaden Moriello. You usually see him out there with a long stick. Moriello not able to get that ball off the ground. Ends up as a ground ball opportunity. Austin Prep's able to capitalize. And they have a clearing attempt. They're able to get that ball across that half mark. And the Austin Prep offense will get to work. Senior defenseman Chris Kirby doing a good job at splitting two, forcing his guy back up to Brendan Willis. Willis having to do the same thing. He's a little bit slower getting to the shot taker, but luckily he's able to get a stick on him, force a bad shot. Every inch matters. And a big guy just like Willis is able to get that long stick underneath wrists and elbows. It really distracts players from being able to put a good, clean, accurate shot on net. Shot comes from about 5 yards inside of the box from senior midfielder wearing 12 of Austin Prep. That ball's able to sneak past Caden Quirk's stick side. St. Mary's defense coming together, trying to figure out what needs to be done in order to get this defense back on track. That brings Austin Prep to a total of 2. St. Mary's still at 0. We'll go to the half mark for the face. Referees on the field checking a stick for its legitimacy and legality. Oftentimes when this happens after a goal, it has to be a request from the opponent's bench. Coach Field does a very good job of keeping his players' crosses in order, keeping them to standards, keeping them in regard to the rules and the league regulations. So, if the stick ends up being illegal, the goal comes off of the board. And not a lot of deliberation from the referees to the box. So we'll go to the half mark for the face here. St. Mary's, Davis Klein out there for the face-off. He's able to win it and scoop on his own. St. Mary's with one substitution coming off. An offensive midfielder coming on. Kenny makes his call from the top of the box. The St. Mary's offense doing a lot better job at spreading out, using the entirety of the field. Kenny working to dodge right. He's going to try to follow inside. His defender's able to come back, make an adjustment, forces Kenny to dodge to the left side. He's able to get a shot on net. Goalkeeper wearing 1 from Austin Prep, able to gobble it up. They're forced to clear here. Goalkeeper working to a defenseman. Defenseman from Austin Prep wearing 19, working upfield, working to find one of his fellow Cougar teammates. He's going to elect to just drag it up the field using his own legs. St. Mary's, their defense working and get back into a formation here. Looks like they're going to be playing in a man situation. Pick opportunity coming from 22. That gives 15 an opportunity to number 5 from Austin Prep to come up to the top of the key. He's able to create some space between him and 24 of St. Mary's, getting a shot in front of Caden Quirk, ripping that shot from his playside shoulder, coming on the backside of Quirk's stick. Great play from the X position. Austin Prep was able to just set a quick, clean pick that gives the attackman some time to create some separation between the defender Comes up across about 10 yards outside of the key, in front of the goalkeeper, shoots that ball right across his body. He's able to get it right on net, and it's going to work. It's going to work 9 out of 10 times if everybody's on task. Kenny on the face-off again for St. Mary's. Referee calls Kenny, seems for a loose ball push. Austin Prep's going to have the advantage to work that ball into their offensive position here. 5 to the top, over back to 6. Austin Prep's already got their touch. Defenseman Chris Kirby out there to meet. 23 working down low. He's working to get some separation from that X position. He'll elect to pass out. Quick number 12 coming in again. He's met by Willis. He's able to get forced back up top by Willis. McGuire not able to get the handle on him. McGuire, the defenseman for St. Mary's, who is playing against number 12, he's able to force him down the right side of the alley, which is ideal if you're going to get beat. Now, ideally, you want to get beat to the outside, not the inside. Brendan Willis able to put some pressure on him, forces that player back up top, but he's able to get past McGuire to the inside, creates about a foot of separation, able to get a quick shot on net. Kid is quick. Austin Prep leading 4-0. Kinney in on the face-off for St. Mary's. Top of your screen wearing 2, Colin Jackson. Kenny doing a great job on the face-offs. LeBert, usually the face-off go-to guy for Coach Field. Field must have seen something in Kenny's practice ability this week, putting him on face-offs. He's not able to come away with this one. The ball's still on the ground. There's no possession call. Looks like we'll have a failure to advance on Austin Prep. St. Mary's is going to be able to gain possession of this ball. They'll work inside. 2 gets his touch. Laundry met by 2 defenders. This forces him to get that ball up to the top. He finds Klein. Klein working to decide where he's going to go, right or left. Calls for a cutter down low. Klein ends up going to the left side. Finds Laundry. Laundry working to dodge inside left. He's going to try to get a shot off. He's met by a defender. Ball ends up on the ground. It's going to stay white off a loose ball push call on Austin Prep. That physical defense doing everything that they can to clear that ball out. Nick Knapp working from X. Passes way up top to Klein. Klein back down to Colin Jackson. Jackson working to get to the right side of his defender. He's looking for a cutter inside. He's going to be met by another defender. Laundry with the wind up from the top. Gets that ball up to Klein. St. Mary's doing a better job of possessing here. Being patient, looking for their opportunities. If they could move that ball a little quicker, they might be able to create some separation. Klein on the move. He works to dodge to the left. He's not able to get anything in there. That ball's checked away. It ends up on the ground. Austin Prep's able to scoop it up. They'll elect to get that over to a goalkeeper. St. Mary's doing a good job of putting the pressure on him, but not enough to get Austin Prep off of their toes. Cougars doing a substantial amount of work, keeping spread out, moving the ball. And, I mean, they'll make their decisions. Once they start seeing a St. Mary's defender luring out of his area where he should be, that's an opportunity for them to they'll capitalize that. They'll capitalize on that every time. 22 met by some solid defense. He'll like to go back down into the alley. A lot of work to come from the top of the key there. Damon Maravito doing a good job on defense. AP is going to end up with this ball from X. Goes to 5, back up to 8. 8 and a solo opportunity. He's going to dodge left, come back right. He's met by a slurry of checks. A quick shot opportunity. Ends up for a clear. If St. Mary's can get a touch here in the box. Timeout here. Coach Field works to collect his team. Put a plan on the board. St. Mary's having some success in the beginning of their season with a win over Georgetown here at home. St. Mary's scoring 11, Georgetown scoring 9. A loss here at home against CCL rival Archbishop Williams, 8-7 heartbreak loss. Archbishop Williams able to come back, and today we are playing Austin Prep. Austin Prep leads 4-0 in this first quarter. 4-0 in this first quarter here at Manning Field. After the timeout, we're back here. St. Mary's with possession. 2 minutes left in this first quarter here. Coach Field calling a timeout to rally his team. Puts the ball into the hands of Nick Knapp. Nick Knapp working to come out the backside of X. He ends up getting that ball. Up to Laundry. Laundry working to get a shot on net. He's able to sneak one past. St. Mary's able to put their first goal of the night on the board here. Austin Prep leading 4-1 with less than 2 minutes in this first quarter here. A strategic timeout called by Coach Field to rally his team. Put a play into their head. And a ball into the net. We'll go to the half mark for Klein's face-off. Klein able to get control of that, but not able to scoop it away. Austin Prep going to be granted with more possession time here late in the first quarter. They've done a great job at stretching out the St. Mary's defense. 12 with a cut. He's coming up top. He might have a pick here. The shot. Is no good. It's able to get cleared by St. Mary's. It reaches the half point, gets across, and St. Mary's gets their first touch. They're not able to get clean passes off as this quarter's winding down. St. Mary's seems to be losing their steam already. Austin Prep delivering for the fans who have traveled out to Manning Field today. AP looking to capitalize and put one more goal on net before this quarter's ends. He's able to dodge left Brings 22 to his knees. Sneaks a quick shot past Caden Quirk, and that ball ends up being the 5th goal for Austin Prep. Austin Prep leading late in this first quarter, 5-1 over St. Mary's. Coach Field elects to bring in Christian Lebert on the face-off. Change of scenery. Kenny doing a good job at the half mark on face-offs. It's always a good strategy for coaches to put a couple different guys on face. Lebert doing a little bit of extra work there, trying to earn his starting position back. Lebert not able to field that ball cleanly due to the push on Austin Prep's account. So St. Mary's will retain possession. They're going to work to get touch inside the box. Nick Knapp working around the right side of the cage. Passes up top to Lebert. Lebert not able to get that shot off as the final seconds tick down in this quarter. Austin Prep leads St. Mary's 5-1. We'll be back here at Manning Field after this break. Welcome back. We'll go to the face-off here at the beginning of the second quarter as the St. Mary's Spartans work to dig themselves out of this trench of a 4-point differential. On the face-off, Austin Prep's going to receive possession due to a push on St. Mary's account. They're going to get right back to work at spreading out this defense. St. Mary's still subbing players on. Austin Prep working to dodge to the right side. He's met with some pretty solid defense, and a good clean stick check forces that ball onto the ground. Chris Kirby working to get upfield and get that clear across the hash mark. He's met by number 12 of Austin Prep. 12 will go to the penalty box. For us, I believe it was unnecessary roughness. If a player leads with their head towards the head of another player, it's always going to end up being a penalty. These helmets are meant to stop ricochet shots, not to protect from concussions and things of that sort. Although it is a physical game, the ideal isn't to make your living off of big hits, like we used to do back in the 90s and in the early 2000s. Today it's a lot more about finesse. It's about critiquing the game and getting these guys able to move the ball cleanly upfield, just like Austin Prep's doing right now. Some aggressive defense forces Austin Prep to lose that ball. That ball ends up on the ground. Looks like we're going to have a timeout. Not sure who ended up with possession there on that. I'm not either. Somebody had to have had possession to call timeout. So whoever got the time is the one who will start with the ball. A couple new faces out there for the St. Mary's Spartans taking face-offs today. Davis Kinney is doing a lot more work there at the half mark. Christian Lebert also doing his end. Matthias Haley finding himself as a defensive midfielder. He's working onto the field today. The St. Mary's defense has been very active. Austin Prep maintaining possession for a majority of this game. St. Mary's working to get their offense back on track. It seems as though Coach Field has done a good job of coaching these guys to spread themselves out a bit, force defenses to play them outside of the box, catch guys out of position, find running lanes, draw defenders off for potential slides, and dish those assists over to the guys who were uncovered as a result. Austin Prep's done a good job at spreading St. Mary's defense out. They've done job at setting very effective picks. 6 inches to a foot is enough separation for a good attackman or a good midfielder to get a shot off while on the run. And if they're 5-10 feet outside of that box, it ends up it's a tough shot to save. So Austin Prep, the ones who were going to start possession, he's met with 2 defensemen from St. Mary's with violent stick checks. That ball's forced onto the ground. We've got a quick scrum here. That ball's going to be it's going to stay here in the Austin Prep offensive territory. St. Mary's working to rally and get their defense into the right positions here. Damon Marabito doing a lot better job at playing aggressive defense, using his feet as of relying on his stick. Must have been coached up a little bit by Coach Field and senior defenseman Chris Kirby. Owen McGuire, another new face you're seeing on the field. He's beat to the left side pretty hard. Is able to get some pretty effective stick checks on 9. Forces a bad pass. Is looking for an assist on 5. Quirk's there to scoop that ball up, and we have a clear attempt for the St. Mary's Spartans. Chris Kirby trying to find an open player, and he's not able to find anybody. He's forced to go back. Ben Kirby's able to scoop that ball up. St. Mary's is going to get that ball across that half mark. Now we have a fast break situation as that ball ends up on the ground. 22 is able to dodge past two of the St. Mary's defenders. Quirk able to get the save. Quirk, what a great job this kid had done trying to chase that ball, chase the shot that he just saved to get St. Mary's possession of this ball and a clearing opportunity from their own territory. I love that kid. How can't you? Little guy, he's got the heart of a lion out there, and he's calm, cool, and collected, and seems as though he's got the respect of his defense. So St. Mary's is on the hustle. They're in the Austin Prep territory, working to get a touch inside of that box. They'll elect to go down into the alley. They're going to find 23 here from St. Mary's, Jaden Moriello. Moriello gets back up to Laundry. Laundry working to find a dodge opportunity. He's not able to get it. He's going to go back down to X to find Nick Knapp. One thing that Austin Prep has been doing that St. Mary's hasn't been doing is setting picks for these guys off the X position. It's been able to get these guys some separation and some good quality shots on net. So St. Mary's not able to field that ball cleanly, but they retaliate. Davis Kinney not able to find any dodging opportunities. He's met by some pretty solid Austin Prep defense. We have a shot here. That shot's going to miss. Shot comes off the cross of Colin Jackson. He misses wide right. St. Mary's is there for the chase. Nick Knapp trying to come along the left side of that cage. He's met by a slew of defenders from Austin Prep. Tries to get a shot off. He misses to the left. St. Mary's is there for the chase. Laundry is going to inbound that ball, and they'll get right back to work. Doing a good job of possessing, doing a good job of getting shots on net. St. Mary's working to find some dodging opportunities. The Austin Prep defense is very disciplined in the sense where they're not going to slide too early. They're going to wait until the last possible second. Lebert working down the alley, tries to find Knapp. Knapp not able to field that ball cleanly. It's going to bounce off the cross of Nick Knapp and end up in the possession of the Austin Prep Cougars. The Cougars are going to be forced to clear from their own territory. They'll elect to go with a quick defensive midfielder. Offensive attackman, number 12, with the speedy legs. He's been a problem for any defender here against St. Mary's, and I assume anybody really in the league. Kid's got some wheels on him. He's able to shoot on the run. So Austin Prep does a good job at acting nonchalant, and they get right to work once they start seeing some movement. If they see movement of defensive hips, they're going to make a move every single time. And it results in a goal here. St. Mary's not able to collect themselves on defense, matching the intensity of the Austin Prep Cougars, and it's worked out well for AP because the St. Mary's defense needs to play at their own intensity level. They need to play their own game. They need to do what they've been coached to do all week long and execute. And Austin Prep has really set the tone in this game, scoring their 6th goal of the game, their first goal in the second quarter. Christian Lebert at the half for the face. Lebert not able to get that ball into an area of a Spartan player. It's going to end up on the ground in the territory of the Spartans. That ball's released once it passes that retaining box for the defensive players. Austin Prep doing a good job at keeping this defense spread out. You're probably going to hear me do that all day. Quick shot, saved by Quirk, bounces off of his cross, but back into the possession of Austin Prep. 21's there to scoop it up. Quirk with another save. The ball's going to stay in the St. Mary's territory as an Austin Prep player was there to chase the shot. Austin Prep, you can see their offense is tightening up. They're putting the squeeze on this defense each step, each inch as they work themselves in. And once they become comfortable, they'll retreat a little bit. They'll force the defense to do a little bit more work, see who's tired, and key on that guy. And it's been effective for them throughout the game. McGuire has had a tough time on defense today. He's playing against 12. 12 with a quick shot on net. Sneaks past Quirk. That's going to be the 7th goal for Austin Prep. 2nd goal here in the second quarter. 12 has been doing an amazing amount of work today. The kid is quick. He's able to shoot on the run. Doesn't have unbelievable stick skills. You know, he just works hard. He's done a great job in this game, and I'm sure he's pleased a lot of people on the bench for Austin Prep. Davis Kinney out back for the face-off again for St. Mary's. Kinney able to get that ball in front of him. He's got to try to get possession. A loose ball push call is going to result in possession for St. Mary's. St. Mary's not able to get these passes around the perimeter of their offensive territory. It really allows Austin Prep to make adjustments. It allows their defense to rest. It allows their goaltender to stay healthy throughout the game. St. Mary's got to take better care of that ball. Quick shot coming off the cross of number 8 for Austin Prep. Good shot opportunity as he had a player at the backside to chase. AP running this pick from X again. The pick isn't there. St. Mary's got hip to what they were doing. That ball's forced on the ground. AP's able to retain possession of it. 21 gets past the hips of Kirby. He's met by some defensive checks of the St. Mary's Spartans. Kirby working to maintain possession and get this ball across the half mark. He's gotten past one defender. He elects to pass that ball up. Ball rolls out of bounds. Austin Prep able to get that ball across the half mark, get their touch inside of the box, and they'll get right back to work on offense. 8 gets past the hips of his defender. He's met by a check. Kirby's there fighting for the ground ball. He's not able to come away with it. AP having some trouble maintaining possession their own selves. Ball's forced out of bounds. St. Mary's forced with an opportunity to clear here. They work to get that ball across the half point, and they find Christian Lebert. Lebert works inside the box. Tries to take a shot on net. Shot misses. Bounces. St. Mary's there for the chase. Joe O'Keefe will bring this ball in for St. Mary's. Joe O'Keefe to bring this ball in from the alley. O'Keefe dodges. He's able to get that ball right past the goalkeeper. Number 1, he's met by a vicious hit of the Cougars' defense. St. Mary's scores their second goal of the game, first of the second quarter. Austin Prep leads 7-2. That hit's going to result in a penalty as we go to the box. To find out what it is, it seems to be a 1-minute penalty. Unnecessary roughness. Can't lead with the head. St. Mary's coming back here. I guess that goal is not going to be good. There's no face-off here. Christian Lebert working to get that ball down low at X. He's met with a stick check, forces it outside of his cross. Kinney a lot more active out here today. Colin Jackson as well. Jaden Moriello playing his way onto the attack position. Laundry in his favorite place to shoot. He's going to elect to go to Lebert. Lebert tries to get back down to Knapp. That ball isn't fielded cleanly. St. Mary's, their offense needs to do a better job at protecting that ball. Now they're defending a clear here for Austin Prep as these final minutes tick down in the first half of this game. St. Mary's is able to get a nice effective stick check on the cross of number 7. Laundry meets him, and they're forced that ball on the ground. St. Mary's is able to come away with it. Panic mode ensued on the Cougar clearing player. Once he met that check, he knows he's only got 30 seconds to get across the half mark. Shot opportunity here is going to result in a goal for St. Mary's. St. Mary's draws blood here again. We'll go to the half mark for face. Davis Kinney on the face-off for St. Mary's again. And you won't come away with this one. Austin Prep works to get their offense back on track. They had 5 goals in the first quarter, 2 so far in the second quarter. 21 working a dodge inside. Tries to draw a defender off. St. Mary's defense doing a good job at not buying into all the drama, but not effective enough. Austin Prep doing an outstanding job at creating separation from these defenders. 2 or 3 steps away from the defender, they find themselves 5 or 6 yards off of the crease. They're dishing out these shots to Quirk, that are really difficult to save. The reaction time for a guy at the top of the box, 30 yards out, is slow enough. You cut that down by half or maybe 2/3, we're talking almost impossible odds on saving ability. So Quirk doing a good job holding his ground. He's playing out there. He's commanding his defense. The Austin Prep team is just a lot quicker, and they've been able to get these shots out on the run, and they've just been very effective today. '18 working to dodge. St. Mary's defense doing a good job of staying calm behind X. It's here where they end up losing composure, when they end up getting pressure coming in from the sides of the alley. Kirby, good poke check. He ends up getting beat back inside 21 with a shot from across the crease. That's 2 yards off of the crease. Goes down low on Caden Quirk. Caden must be pretty discouraged at this point. It's tough as a goaltender to continue to see balls sail past your goal line when you're such an effective goalie. You realize how important it is to have an effective defense out there. And what makes an effective defense are a few pillars. You have your communication, you have your ability, and there's a certain sense of dynamic that has to be achieved with a group of kids, and they got to know each other's ability. They just have to be able to play with each other, and it's something you can only do after a couple of years of playing on the same field with these guys. And at the high school level, it's something that is achieved, but it's not easy. It's not easy to coach. It's something that the players have to be bought into. Another goal coming off the cross of an attackman of Austin Prep brings their score to 10 points here in the second quarter. Austin Prep pouring it on. LeBert in on the face-off again for St. Mary's. He's not able to come away with possession, and neither is Austin Prep. Austin Prep's going to receive a possession call for a loose ball push on the cross of number 17, Damon Marabito. Chris Kirby doing a substantial amount of work on 22. Forces that ball onto the ground. A risky move by Kirby to put so much pressure on a player outside, but I think he needed to elect either we're going to do this or we're not. So somebody's got to put the pressure on these guys, and Kirby's a good guy to take that risk with. So St. Mary's able to clear across their half point. Find themselves down at X, working to create some separation. Coach Field's going to call a timeout to rally his team, put a play in their head. This has been effective for St. Mary's. Their first goal was scored off of a timeout. Coach Field called a timeout when St. Mary's had possession. Was able to put a play into their head. Players knew exactly what they needed to do, and it was effective. Ideally, what Coach Field would like to see is these players mature and grow and be able to execute these plays without having to bring them over to the sideline. It's not an easy game to coach, especially at the high school level, because there's a plethora of games. There's very little practice time. So a majority of your installs and your practice are going to come in the beginning part of the season, and a lot of it comes down to adjustments that you make along the way. Coach Field has played lacrosse pretty much his whole life. He is an avid fan. He is an enthusiastic coach, and he's done a terrific job with this program, bringing St. Mary's to their first playoff berth last year. They won their first playoff game against Swampscott, and then ended up losing against Hamilton Wenham in the second round of the playoffs. But quite an awesome achievement for those senior players last year, and a lot to build on this year for these seniors and juniors of the St. Mary's Spartans. So as we inbound the ball here, we'll see what type of work St. Mary's is going to put in. Knapp able to get that ball over to Laundry. St. Mary's doing a good job of fielding that ball cleanly. Laundry working along the backside of X. He's going to have to be forced back onto the right side. He's met with a stick check. He ends up coming back inside. He's met by 3 sticks, and that ball's forced on the ground. Austin Prep's able to scoop it up. In the final seconds of this first half will tick down. Austin Prep leads St. Mary's 10-3. We'll be back right after this break. Welcome back to the second half for some CCL lacrosse. St. Mary's hosts rival Austin Prep here on Wednesday, April 11th, 2018 at Manning Field in Lynn, Massachusetts. The Austin Prep Cougars lead 10-3, scoring 5 points in the first quarter and 5 points in the second quarter. St. Mary's able to get 1 goal in the first quarter and 2 late in the second quarter. St. Mary's has got a lot of ground to make up for here in the second half. St. Mary's is going to be able to maintain possession at the beginning of this quarter. You see them a lot more spread out this game than you have in earlier games. They've made some adjustments. Still having difficulties controlling the ball, protecting the ball. Good clean passes are taken for granted, and it's not something that should be taken lightly. It's something that's going to be practiced every single time. So a shot opportunity results in a chase shot for St. Mary's. St. Mary's is going to end up with the ball here. St. Mary's not having too much luck at the top of the box. They're going to have to work down inside the alley. Laundry working to get past 2 defenders, and he does. Tries to get a shot on net. He misses wide. St. Mary's is there for the chase. A little under 11 minutes left in this quarter here. The St. Mary's inballs the ball from X. Nick Knapp passes up to 25 back to Nick Knapp. Nick Knapp looking for Laundry across the edge. Laundry's got the ball. He's going to work to come across the crease. He's not going to have any help there. Knapp needs to get out of the crease. Laundry trying to find a lane there. Anytime he goes towards a player of his own on his own team, there's going to be a defender there. Throw a quick check at him. Knapp at the X position here. Finds Laundry. Laundry working to get back up top. St. Mary's going to try their luck at the top of the box again. They work down inside the alley. Knapp down at X with the ball. He's not able to get anything back out. St. Mary's working this ball around the perimeter a little bit better. They need to spread out. Laundry working to get inside of his player, and he does. He gets a shot on net. And the senior goalkeeper, number 1 for Austin Prep, is there for the chase. An outstanding job. Caden Quirk had done the same thing in the first quarter. That's twice in this game. Most times a goalkeeper is not able to make a save and chase the shot to get possession, but we've seen it happen on both sides. So 2 very good goalies in this matchup. Austin Prep able to clear that ball across the half mark with ease, not met with much contest from the St. Mary's attack or midfield. They're going to work down to X. Senior defenseman Chris Kirby doing a good job at not committing too far outside. That's exactly what Austin Prep's looking for them to do. They're going to get back up to X. Nobody's playing back down there at X. Well, scratch that. Now we have a player back down at X. Not sure what's been coached up on the sideline, but anytime they have a player back there, they end up getting picked. Shot comes from the about maybe 10-7 yards outside of the crease. Caden Quirk's there to gobble it up. He's going to elect to clear it down. He's going to use his legs and scamper to about the 45-yard line before he dumps it off to Laundry. Laundry gets his touch. He dodges inside left. He's looking for a shot. He has to come back and roll right. He doesn't have anything there. Transition on the ball. I'm not sure exactly what had happened. Austin Prep clears across their half mark. They're able to get past 4 or 5 defenders. Get a shot on net. Quirk there, able to save it. Bounces off, but into the cross of the ex-player for Austin Prep. 6 now from the Cougars. Working to find some help. Gets down to 5. 5 back down to 23. 23 is met by the defense of number 31 from St. Mary's. There's a new player on the field, Joe Knapp, Nick Knapp's brother, I assume, or cousin of some effect. Damon Marabito doing a good job at forcing them back out to the alley, not giving anybody any lanes inside. Over the top of the crease. A shot here comes. Nice job by Caden Quirk to save that ball. He's not able to get to the chase. 23 is too far back at the X position there. Austin Prep doing a good job at maintaining possession. They're taking the time, working to execute the same play over and over and over again. Effective strategy, especially in a game like this when you get a substantial lead. It allows you to work on the things that maybe you're not so good at, the things that you need to get better at for those big games down the stretch of the road. A risky pass from across one alley to the other ends up in the cross of number 5 from Austin Prep. 5 not able to sneak it past Caden Quirk. Quirk too quick. It's come on from the left post to the right post to make the save. As we wait for some sideline balls to come in, I think it's important to recognize Lynn Educational Television. This game is being brought to you by that station here in the city of Lynn. Shot opportunity there. Sneaks past the ankles of Caden Quirk. Caden Quirk doing an effective job in the crease today. He's had a plethora of shots taken on him. I don't dare to try to tally it. But that's the first goal for Austin Prep in the third quarter. That's their 11th goal in the day. That brings the differential to 8 goals. Austin Prep leads St. Mary's about midway through this third quarter, 11-3 here at Manning Field. I'd like to say thank you to Raul and Trevor for coming out and filming this game of the Lynn Classical AV Club. Christian Lebert on the face-off. He's not able to maintain possession. That ball's going to end up in contest for a scrum. Austin Prep looks as though they're going to be able to come away with it. We have a possession call here. St. Mary's being a little bit more aggressive on these face-offs, and it looks like it's going to pay off. The ball ends up on the ground. Quick transition into the game. Austin Prep able to call a timeout after they gained possession on that face-off. Good call from the Austin Prep bench. Austin Prep's offense squeezing in. 6 up to 9. 9 back down outside the alley. What an unbelievable shot about 12 yards outside the crease from number 12, ironically. Number 12 has had a substantial game today. The kid is fast. He could shoot on the run. He has pretty substantial stick skills. He's an upper tier stick skill guy. But it's not like he's out there showing them off. He's very effective. 1, 2, 3. It's a great thing to see in the development of the game, and I'm sure the coach over at Austin Prep is very, very satisfied with his effort today. Keep an eye on that young man throughout this season and then into his college career, I assume. Davis Kinney out on the face. He's able to scoop that one away, gets back down, and that ball's going to sail away. St. Mary's trying to get a shot on net. Great save by the goalkeeper of Austin Prep. St. Mary's there to chase the shot. And they inbound from X, ends up in the stick of Nick Knapp. Nick Knapp trying to get that ball to Laundry. Laundry elects to get up to the top of the key. Number 2 working to get to the right side, left side of his defender. He doesn't see anything there. That ball falls short. Ends up rolling. Laundry there for the scoop. Saving the St. Mary's possession. Davis Kinney working a dodge right, working a dodge left. Number 10 of the Austin Prep defense just doing a substantial job of keeping him in front. Laundry now trying his attempt, working his way in an arching running pattern, and he shoots across the body, and he's able to sneak one past the Austin Prep goaltender. Backside is a beautiful shot. Not sure if it was designed. Laundry's one of those players who's a young guy. He's finding himself. He has an effective shot on the run. It's difficult for goaltenders to gauge where that ball is going to come out of. It's the next best shot to a bounce shot. Those are my favorite to see go in there. Those are the only ones that I could get as a defender. And not like we got a lot of them either. But this St. Mary's team is on the up and coming, coming off of a playoff season last year, making it all the way to the second round. Austin Prep, one of those top-tier teams in the CCL, physical team, very aggressive, fast, and they practice well and they play well, and this team's putting on a demonstration of this club's ability. On the face-off, a bit of confusion. A loose ball push call results in an Austin Prep possession. That ball's going to advance into the territory of St. Mary's. 22 able to get it around side. He's going to be met by a slew of defenders inside of the crease, but it's not going to matter for the St. Mary's goaltender, Caden Quirk. He's able to sneak one right past him anyway. A lot of movement coming from the offense of the Austin Prep Cougars. It's keeping this St. Mary's defense engaged, catching these guys out of position. It's a little bit easier to understand the movement of the game up here in the box, but when you're down there on the field from a point of view behind that face mask, it all really relies on your ability to communicate, understand the rapport that you've developed with your teammates throughout the season and practices. St. Mary's not able to come away with this face-off here. 7 over to 18. 18 back down to 23. 23 with a quick bounce shot. Bounce off the ankles of Caden Quirk. That ball's going to sail out of bounds. Number 21 of Austin Prep is there for the chase. So looking for a sideline ball there. Hopefully we don't get a delay of game on the home team. That's usually what that would result into. But Austin Prep not shy, doing a little bit of running and chasing ground balls. It's demonstrated it all game, and they've demonstrated it in between the whistles too. St. Mary's working on the clear, not being contested too much on the clearing opportunities up until the half mark. Austin Prep, the way that they contest clears is by meeting these guys at the half mark. So it's been effective. We'll give you this much, but that's about it. So St. Mary's has been able to get a lot of effective clears, but maintaining possession has been a different story. Goaltender from Austin Prep out here, showing off his talents. The beautiful pass. Looked like it was on a clothesline to 22. 22 able to cross that half mark. He's dodging. He finds 8. 8's about 10 yards inside the crease. He's able to get a shot off. Quirk's there for the save. Quirk, again, gallops up to about the 35-yard line. Elects to pass to attackman Nick Knapp, who finds himself on the defending territory. Knapp not able to get that ball cleanly down the alley. It results in a ground ball. That ball falls out of bounds, or at least a player had stepped out of bounds. St. Mary's is going to be able to maintain possession. Kinney and off the bench. There's 2 flags on the field for cross-checking is the reference the referee seems to be making. Not definite where it happened. My eyes were on Kinney. Nick Knapp, the culprit. Number 8 of Austin Prep, kneeling in the box as well. 2 flags, 2 guys in the penalty box. Seems like there was a little too much extracurricular going down in the exposition of the field. This is a physical game, but delays like this really take away from your ability as a team to execute. Both teams are going to be in a situation where we're playing with a man down. It's a 5-on-5 situation. It's an odd situation to find yourself in. You're expecting certain guys to be there to cut, and the reality is that you're playing with one less guy. So St. Mary's is going to do what they can to spread this defense out and try to find some lanes. Shot opportunity comes way out wide right. Austin Prep seems to be the first guys to the ball. They're going to be blessed. Well, they will not be. I didn't see Kenny there. Kenny was able to get to the ball. Good hustle on 12 for the St. Mary's Spartans, able to maintain the St. Mary's possession. Jackson working for the top of the box. He's trying to dodge right. He ends up coming back left. He's working his way inside. He's met with some vicious stick checks. Kenny still trying to stay effective. He draws a penalty here. His shot attempt ends up wide. St. Mary's is there for the chase. And Austin Prep will fall victim to another penalty. They'll be playing in a 4-man situation. St. Mary's has 5 players out there. Gives a lot more opportunity. The shot from the top. It's an easy save for the veteran keep number 1 from Austin Prep. St. Mary's has 5 guys on the field. Austin Prep has 4. They like to take a shot about 20 yards outside of the crease. And a bit of a trip up, it seems, on the field. 12 bounces right up. No penalty. Rather, there is a penalty. Some laundry on the field. Davis Kinney will be sent to the penalty box to serve his time. St. Mary's now in a 4-man situation. Penalty's over. They're back. They've got 5 men back. They're still a man down. Austin Prep, too effective inside the crease. Beautiful pass coming from outside of the alley. 23's there. Everybody thought he scored. He didn't score. That ball was outside of the cage. Caden Quirk played along, allowed these guys to get into their clearing position. Smart tries to clear that ball. It ends up Back into the cross of Austin Prep. Austin Prep with the shot on net for Caden Quirk. Quick save. St. Mary's is there for the chase. They'll be tasked with a clearing opportunity here from their own territory. Senior defenseman Chris Kirby comes out with the ball and he gallops down the right side of the field to about the 35-yard line before he retains some speed. He tries to sail a pass over the heads of the Austin Prep defense, and he gets it right into the cross of Nick Knapp. What a beautiful pass from Chris Kirby. St. Mary's trying to get a quick shot. Fast break opportunity. Austin Prep goaltender there for the quick save. Austin Prep still trying to clear this ball across the half mark. St. Mary's doing a good job of contesting these guys. 5-man situation. Austin Prep with 3 players out on the field. They're making their substitutions. Working in some of those younger players. (23-18). 23 back. He tries to get inside the crease. Brendan Willis is there to meet him. The big man does his job of keeping his guy outside. Willis tasked with 2 guys in front. Willis playing the crease. He's meeting this attackman is met by every single defender of the St. Mary's defense except one. He still gets a shot on net. Caden Quirk's there for the chase. St. Mary's is going to call a timeout. Organize this clear and give the offense the best potential to put some more points on net. Final moments of this third quarter are ticking down. St. Mary's comes to the sideline to organize a clear in order to set the offense up for potential quick dump, a quick score before the end of this quarter, or potential possession situation for the start of the fourth. Austin Prep leads St. Mary's 15-4. Austin Prep is working in some of the younger players. They've done a substantial amount of work today. Both of these teams have it at trying to get better. Naturally, as a young lacrosse player, you want to stay in close to your teammates, and it makes passes easier to deliver, easier to catch. But the strategy really is to spread out your defense, and you can really only do that with some significant space in between you and your fellow attackmen and midfielders. So as a result, Austin Prep has done a great job at really doing this today and finding themselves some lane. Another shot on net, quick save by Caden Quirk. Quirk there for the chase, and St. Mary's is going to be tried with an opportunity for a clear. As the quarter ticks down, Quirk elects to just toss it downfield in hopes that he gets a lucky bounce. He does not. So as the quarter comes to an end, Austin Prep leads St. Mary's 15-4 CCL matchup. Welcome back. Starting off the fourth quarter, wearing 12 is Kenny. Kenny doing a pretty good job on face-offs today. A newer addition to the team's face-off lineup. False start on Austin Prep will result in a possession call for St. Mary's. Kinney working to do some damage here in this final quarter. St. Mary's have some significant work to make up as they've dug themselves a trench today. Some good things to take away from this game. St. Mary's has gotten a lot better at organizing their offense, spreading out their adjacent passes. The next step really is going to be running, cutting, being able to shoot on the fly. Austin Prep's done a pretty good job at demonstrating how to do so. So, quick transition of plays results in a fast break opportunity for Austin Prep. St. Mary's does a pretty good job at getting back on task. Austin Prep having a tremendous amount of success with these passes. These guys have been able to get quick, clean passes across in traffic with little hesitation, and they've been able to deliver. Austin Prep scores their 16th goal of the night. Back to the half mark. Kinney takes the face. Kinney able to scoop that one away. Austin Prep, long stick midfielder, quick to get there. We have a ball which bounces out of bounds off of a cross of an Austin Prep player. St. Mary's is going to gain possession here and be tasked to clear this ball. Austin Prep not bringing much contest to the clears up until the 50-yard line. Little hesitation. Once that line's crossed, they're there to defend, and they've had a lot of success in turning the ball over. As you're seeing right here, great stick check there by Chris Kirby, able to get around the cross of number 18. So the Cougars forced that ball to go out of bounds. Referee rules it off of a St. Mary's cross, and Austin Prep is going to go back to work on the offense with this young crew out here. A shot deflection results in a quick scoop for Chris Kirby. Kirby flies across the midfield line. He is met with some defense. He gets into the box. He's looking for some help. He's going to go back to Kenny. Kenny's going to take control from here. Kenny delivers that ball to Nick Knapp at X. Knapp to Laundry. Laundry up back. That ball's going to end up with Kenny again. Kenny up top to Jason Loesser. Loesser coming off the bench today. He is an aggressive lacrosse player. He's best when he's calm, composed, focused on the team goal. Moriello with a quick shot. The shot bounces. It's going to end up on the ground. Laundry picks it up. Laundry looking for some help on those adjacents. Kenny looking to dodge right. He's forced back out into the alley. He's going to try to cut back. He takes a quick shot. Wide left. St. Mary's is there for the chase. Nick Knapp's going to ball that ball from X. Fourth quarter. Austin Prep leads St. Mary's 16-4. St. Mary's has a significant amount of work to make up in this game. They've had a lot of success at fine-tuning their offense. Just not too much success on execution. Fast break opportunity results. The 17th goal for Austin Prep. Austin Prep doing a substantial job on passes and traffic while running, delivering. That's really the separation. These guys are very comfortable with moving this ball around. They are patient. They don't hesitate when they're when they should. It's a very good lacrosse team, and we expect a lot of good things out of these guys. It's a great test for St. Mary's, as they are a CCL rival to these Cougars that we're seeing play so well today. St. Mary's sending in Christian Lebert again for the face-off. Lebert's not able to come away with that one. Loose ball push, some confusion on the field, results in a possession call for St. Mary's. Lebert's on the field. He works down to Laundry. Laundry cuts inside. He's got a shot opportunity. He's poked away. Takes one shot. Misses wide right. Joe O'Keefe there for the chase. He'll inbound the ball from X. He's working up towards the alley. He likes to go to Lebert. Lebert down to Laundry. Laundry sees a shot. Takes it. Bounce off the cross of the goalkeeper. Knapp and O'Keefe are there for the chase. St. Mary's is going to retain possession. O'Keefe working to his left side. Takes a quick shot. Falls on the ground. There's a stoppage in the game here. And that's due to a goal. O'Keefe able to sneak one past the goaltender of Austin Prep. Bring St. Mary's up to 5 points in this game. O'Keefe with the diving goal. Just as he's running in there, he's able to sneak a shot off. Ball sneaks past all these defenders and rolls right past that goalkeeper. Everybody's surprised. St. Mary's able to get another one on. Bit of a scrum here on the face-off. Lebert. Damon Marabito out there with the long stick at the midfield position. Pass from Marabito, sails out of bounds. Austin Prep is going to be tasked with a clearing opportunity. St. Mary's is going to press these guys right off the bat. Austin Prep elects to go to their speedy number 19, long stick midfielder out of Austin Prep. Shot comes off the cross. St. Mary's is there. Not able to come away with the scoop. These young Austin Prep players are working to get some work. Quick shot on net. Save Caden Quirk, bounces out of bounds. Austin Prep's there for the chase. Still maintain possession. Austin Prep with a potential quick shot opportunity in front of Quirk. That ball was delivered effectively. Just a 4 or 5 yard distance between the assister and the goal scorer there, but gives just enough time for. It just creates enough time for Quirk to have to make an adjustment and puts the next guy in the best position. Austin Prep doing a good job at staying consistent in this game. St. Mary's trails 12 points in this game. Late in this fourth quarter on this face-off attempt, Lebert not able to come away with it. Prep able to maintain possession. Penalty is drawn. We'll go to the referee for the call. Looks like St. Mary's is going to be playing in a man-down situation here. Austin Prep doing a great job at maintaining possession, moving the ball, keeping the St. Mary's defense on their toes, and really creating lanes, squeezing the backside of their offense in, and delivering effective passes and shots in traffic, on net, catching the goaltender, watching one spot. These guys have done a great job today. In the final 2 minutes of the game, the winning team is going to need to keep the ball inside of the box. If they step outside of the box, there's an automatic turnover transition. St. Mary's man-down defense is doing a pretty good job against this young Austin Prep offense. They're not hesitant. They're aggressive when needs to be. Matthias Haley out there doing a great job. In the crease position. Terrence, another face on the field that we haven't seen before, forces this guy back inside. St. Mary's has a little bit of help, forces a pass back outside. Matthias Haley gets picked. There's a quick shot opportunity. It bounces off of the cross of Quirk into the net. Timeout's called to gather the teams, establish a game plan. Not sure if that ball sailed in. Roll past the cross of Caden Quirk. We'll go to the half mark of the face. Kinney out there on the face-off. Shot comes off the cross of St. Mary's player. Was able to get that one past the goalkeeper of Austin Prep. Bit of a scrum here. One team really able to come away with it. Chris Kirby able to get in there and scoop that ball away. Delivers it downfield across the half mark. Gobbled up by the defender of Austin Prep. This pass will sail out of bounds. St. Mary's will have another clearing opportunity. Robert Reynolds, a newer goaltender, having his attempt in here at the goalie position. Chris Kirby, we're going to find a player downfield across the half mark. Laundry's got it. He's inside. He tries to come back out. A shot bounces outside the goal keep from Austin Prep. Chases for it, but St. Mary's gets there. Kinney coming from up top, dodges right. Really trying to play the outside of that alley. St. Mary's trying to get that ball to X. O'Keefe works the dodge inside, takes a quick shot. He scored the last goal for St. Mary's. Second to last goal, sorry. Nick Knapp working from X. He's trying to find which side of this defender he's going to play. He elects to pass up to Kenny. Kenny dodging to the right. He's driven outside of the alley. Cuts back, looking for help at X. Finds Laundry. Laundry met with some pretty good defense from Austin Prep's number 10. Nick Knapp on the outside of the alley here. Back up to O'Keefe. O'Keefe working to get inside. He dodges left, passes out to Knapp. Knapp tries to get back down to Laundry. It's a quick, nice passing from St. Mary's. Nice demonstration of passing right there. Just caught Laundry out of position. Laundry's got to work to get a little bit further ahead of that goal line in front of the net. Maybe on the backside of the cage. Goalkeeper doesn't have to make too much adjustment, and the guys are too close together on the passes. Maybe a few yards. Knapp tries to get up top. St. Mary's doing a good job of maintaining possession here. Austin Prep a little bit tighter on defense, electing to protect the inside of the box. Loesser finds himself on the field. He works back down to O'Keefe. O'Keefe back up to Loesser. Loesser looking to his adjacents or potential to make a dodge here. Loesser dodges right to the outside, tries to cut back in. He's forced out. He's met with solid defense by 20 of Austin Prep. Loesser able to get around him, tries to find help up with Kenny. Kenny able to get a nice shot off, and he sneaks it past the number 13 second string goalie for Austin Prep. St. Mary's scores their third goal of the quarter. 17-7. St. Mary's has a deficit of 10 points of a significant amount of time used up by Austin Prep. Doing a great job at maintaining possession. St. Mary's doing a good job at taking well-educated shots, but not enough to put points on the board against this Austin Prep defense. Austin Prep's going to come away with possession on this one. Owen McGuire find himself on defense. I'm sorry, that's Chris Kirby down there. Kirby working upfield with a great juke move. Finds 24 on his